all the meters, the utility must have the flexibility. One meter is from one manufacturer, the next meter could be from any other manufacturer. Why should there be a kind of lock-in with a particular manufacturer, a particular protocol? So that is the next level of flexibility that we are looking for. And the timeline kind of we have in mind is kind of like as soon as say April 26 or January 27. Those are the kind of timelines we are working on.
Okay. So, and sir, any further support, financial or anything else that we might be wanting to give to manufacturers?
There is so much of demand. So demand is the best driver.
All right.
Sir, is there a plan to extend the coal power construction beyond 2035? Because we are seeing some reports that like India wants to raise its capacity to 450 gigawatts. I mean, that's too much power.
India wants to secure its energy requirement. That's all.
But do we have a capacity in mind?
We don't have a number in mind right now. What all we have done is like till 2035, we want to have, as on 2035, we want to have a capacity of coal-based thermal power plants of 307 gigawatt. That is where we are.
So nothing beyond that is now in plan?
I think it will be too premature to say anything about it. Wait for some time, maybe 3 years. Then we'll have some better understanding how our demand moves, how the renewable energy gets integrated, how the cost of storage comes down, how fast we are able to integrate the storages, so and the kind of grid challenges we will be facing. So it's too early to say that.
So we'll have a review in 3 years from now?
Yes, surely we will continue to review. It's an ongoing process. The whole sector is changing very rapidly, so it has to be a continuous process.
So there's a concern among developers, renewable developers, that the BESS rate tariffs that are coming down, 1 rupee.
Rupees, I don't think there is a rate of that kind. Currently, the rates we have received for the single cycle are the order of say 3 rupees, 330, rather 330, 3 rupees 30 paisa. That is the kind of rate we are getting. So 330 is a reasonable rate. Yeah.
So on the transmission side also there have been concerns, especially in Rajasthan. Now it's growing all the more. It has been a long-standing concern.
With the commissioning of Khetri-Narela line, a lot of relief has already come. More than 4.5 gigawatt of power is getting evacuated now with Khetri-Narela. The Badla-Sikar, the next line is likely to be commissioned by the end of December. That will ease out the situation in Rajasthan. That shouldn't be a problem. The solution actually lies in using the transmission with a higher capacity utilization. More and more of storage capacity has to be quickly put in there. I'm really happy to see a lot of private sector interest. They are already filing regular applications to CTU for setting up the battery energy storage systems, both in Rajasthan and Gujarat and other parts of the country. That will be actually giving the real relief both to the grid and the transmission requirements.
We had a 2-day conference on use of AI ML in the distribution sector. So with the rolling out of the smart meters, now this has kind of become a reality wherein the AI ML could be leveraged by the consumers. It can be leveraged by the distribution companies to give better experience to the consumers and also to improve the services and functioning of the distribution companies. So with that intent in mind, we had started this first conference on AI/ML, and I was quite happy to see the response that we have received in this 2-day conference. And a lot of solution providers, almost 195 applications, had applied for being selected in this award process. And finally, we could get certain very good solutions, and I'm quite hopeful that they would be scaled up in times to come. Yeah.
What are the major takeaways of this?
So today we could identify certain very good solutions in the areas of demand forecasting. We could identify good solutions in the sector of consumer interaction, consumer engagement, the behavioral demand response, which helps the distribution companies in limiting its power requirement at peak times, and also it helps the consumers in shifting the load to a better time so that the bills could be reduced. So it would help in a long term to the consumers to reduce their bills and also to more effectively utilize the energy. Yeah.
So there were also discussion on the usage of AI in the power sector. So how could we use that, and how could make it better?
So what another solution that has come in the entire conference, there were 3 solutions I think which have developed a large language model for the power distribution sector. So it's a kind of GPT wherein the agentic AI gives certain prompts to the AI solution, The AI then populates the kind of areas which are theft prone, areas which are having losses, areas of outages. So just merely by entering the text, the entire statistics come onto the dashboard for the distribution companies, and also similarly it would work for the consumer. For example, the consumer wants to know that what is my consumption, how can I limit my consumption over a period, how can I optimize my energy for a month. So all that the consumer needs to do is just enter this text, and the AI would take a good insight, deep dive into the thing, and give a good insight to the consumer that what all the consumer can do. So yeah, I mean, GPT is something which we are targeting in this entire conference, and we are happy to see certain good large language models and small language models which are getting developed. Yeah.
So last question. There is so much of hue and cry over smart meters with the So how will you deal with it? How will you educate and
Yeah, so we are continuously engaging with the consumers, and we are trying to push now the benefits to the consumers. An idea was given in the conference also that a kind of myth we can engage for the purpose of promoting the benefits of the smart meters to each and every consumer. So we would be working on that idea, and we will try and touch base each and every consumer, give them the insights, what all benefits they can derive out of it, and especially with all these analytics and use of AI coming into play, the benefits go manifold. So all that we are going to explain to the consumers. Yeah.
so there were also targets for 2035, and so what is it about this goal?
2035.
Sir was saying that there was some target that they will generate some certain amount of energy till 2035.
Yeah, I mean, so that is the generation part. So I don't know. I don't know the generation thing.
So which kind of support the government is providing? Is there any new scheme upcoming, or is there any some top up on any scheme?
So the RDSS is still continuing, and it is continuing till 2028. And there are a lot of solutions which we are supporting under the scheme of RDSS. In fact, this entire conference was based on the idea that has been conceptualized under RDSS, that we need to come up with certain good AI based solutions which could just change the entire scenario and re-engineering the process.